What a...
And g'day viewers. This week we talk about life being a risky business, right? Most of us are wired to be risk averse, and that's okay. It's natural to want to avoid danger and uncertainty.
But you don't want to get to the end of your life full of regrets, full of if-onlys. So if you're ready to learn how to reap life's sweetest rewards, let's get down to some risky business. What a...
And g'day, I'm Michael.
And I'm Janet, and welcome to this week's episode about life being a risky business. This life of ours is a risky business. The whole act of arriving into the world is fraught with danger, and the miracle that we actually arrive in one piece is our greatest reward.
Birth equals risky business. Parenthood equals risky business. Childhood also equals risky business. Growing up, relationships, work, middle age, old age, they all equal risky business.
As human beings, we're wired to be risk averse, and that's okay. It's natural to want to avoid danger and uncertainty. But when it comes to life and business, it's important to recognise that most important things come with risk, and that's okay. You know the old saying, no risk, no reward. In fact, the rewards almost always outweigh the risks.
Every day we take risks without even realising it. Just simple examples, just like driving a car or crossing the street, can be really risky. But we do it anyway because we know the reward, which is getting to our destination, or why did the chicken cross the road to get to the other side? They know that it's worth it. Even something as simple as trying a new restaurant carries some risk, right? And we might not like the food, or God forbid we get food poisoning. But the reward of discovering a new favourite restaurant or having a great meal with your friends is just worth it.
Life is really just one big risky journey leading to the exit sign, which shows up at the time of our death, which is not a risk, it's a guarantee. The little dash between the date of your birth and the date of your death is your shot at life. This really struck me when my first book was published, and in the title pages, the author's name is written and the year of birth, and beside the birth year, a dash, waiting for the year of death if you're still alive. So what are you doing with your dash? What can you do to make your dash so good you'd want to relive it?
What you can do is live it to the fullest, and to do that, you need to take risks. Risks come in two flavours, and I encourage you to choose them wisely. The first type are rancid risks, which involve risky behaviour that involves dangers to the self, like self-harm, addiction, excessive gambling, abuse, emotional or physical, to yourself or others. And these are non-rewarding risks. They are dangerous and do not contribute anything to the betterment of you as a person or as us as a race or to the planet.
The best type of risks are rewarding risks, which include creativity in all forms, writing stories, songs, artwork, poems, theatre, in fact, all types of performance, singing, dancing, acting, playing music, etc. These all carry the risk of putting yourself out there for judgment, criticism, and ridicule. But the upside of the amazing feelings that you get from being creative is completely worth it. And then there are the thrill-seeking risks for those who want to jump out of planes, skydiving, bungee jumping, racing in whatever form, skateboarding, surfing, kite surfing, whitewater rafting. You know the deal. Ask any thrill seeker and they will tell you that the risk is worth it for the rush they get from these activities.
Now let's talk about business. Starting a business, taking a shot at doing something differently when all your competitors are just doing the same old thing and expecting different results. Investing in the stock market or taking on a new project at work all come with risks. There's always a chance of failure, always. There's a chance of losing money or time or just making mistakes. But there's also the potential for great rewards. Starting and building a successful business can bring financial independence and so much personal fulfillment. Investing in the stock market can lead to significant returns, and taking on a challenging project at work can lead to professional growth and recognition.
Of course, it's important to manage your risks as much as possible. In business, that means doing your due diligence, conducting market research, and seeking expert advice. But beware of procrastination or overthinking it.
Mm-hmm.
In life, it means being prepared and taking precautions like wearing a seatbelt or researching a new restaurant before trying it out. But even with all of these measures in place, there's still a chance of something going wrong, and that's okay. That's life. Everything doesn't go to plan. But if you take the safe route all the time, where's the growth and fun in that? You stay the same. What about relationships? Taking a chance and asking someone out or reaching out to an unmet family member. Mitch, you know about that incredible risk that you took, and it's resulted in some of your life's most memorable moments.
Yeah, it sure has, Jan. So where do I start with this story? Well, I suppose I start from the beginning of the story. So I was the result of a fling that my mum and dad had in the 60s. Dad at the time was already engaged to someone else and split pretty much as soon as he found out about the pregnancy. So mum raised me as a single parent and dad went back to the UK where he married and had 2 sons. Now, I was not aware of this as I was told that he'd died. So fast forward to when my mum died in 2001. Fast forward to when my mum died in 2001. And you were going through some of mum's stuff, remember? And found a magazine article from the 70s with a picture of my dad and subsequently a letter from my auntie, my dad's sister-in-law, to a friend of mum's. And it was evident that dad was still alive and kicking and in the UK. So with your persistence, we tried reaching out to dad, but never got a response. So I let it go. He hadn't been in my life, so I was fine with the rejection. But not Tenacious J next to me here. You wouldn't let it go, would you?
No.
You made contact with my auntie, who's the Countess of Ross in Burr in Ireland, and started the dialogue of connecting me with the family, starting with my 2 half-brothers. Risky, eh? What if I'm rejected again? Well, it went the other way, and they welcomed me, their big brother, with open arms. They spoke to Dad about me, but it was made clear that he wanted no contact from me whatsoever. So that was also fine. Really okay by me. He was the one missing out, not me. And years later, when we made a trip to the UK, where we went to Burr Castle to meet my uncle, the Earl of Ross, my dad's brother, and my auntie and my cousins. And also, Dad had passed away several years earlier, so we'd never actually met. So off we went to Burr Castle to meet Uncle Brendan. Once again, risky. How was this meeting going to go?
I know.
I was so nervous and filled with trepidation. But on first meeting Uncle Brendan, he just looked lovingly into my eyes and holding my hands. Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm a doppelganger of my dad, so no DNA test required. And I could see the tears swelling up in his eyes. I was warmly welcomed into this family, and Brendan and I spent hours walking around the castle grounds talking about Dad, life and the family. And it was amazing. And I even got to plant a tree with all the other family members' trees. Anyway, I now have a beautiful family on Dad's side that I'm not only connected to, but really well and truly a big part of it. And 2 awesome brothers. So this big risk came with an even bigger reward, and it's paid in spades.
Yeah, precious times. Precious times we've shared. So why take risks at all? Well, Michael's just told you why. Pretty immense rewards. And without risk, there are no rewards. The greatest achievements in life and business come from taking chances and stepping outside of our comfort zones. But what about the thought of taking a risk when it's too much to bear? All the what ifs start showing up. What if I fail? What will other people think? What if I'm rejected? What if no one likes it? What if I'm laughed at? What if people think I'm crazy? Sometimes the fears that will slam you feel so real that they'll stop you from taking any risks at all. They encourage you to stay in your comfort zone and not grow or change or rise to any challenge. And if you just stay put and don't take any risks, then everything will be safe and the same, and no one will question what you are doing or saying or creating, and you can just live on as normal. Normal. There's that word again. Normal is a setting on the dryer, folks. Let's never forget that. And sure, that's one way to live, not taking risks and staying put. However, when you get to the end of your dash and there inside of you still live all the things that you wanted to try and have and be and make and do. Imagine getting to the end of your dash and instead of thinking, what if, you think, if only.
If only I had written that book, created that artwork, sang that song, played that sport, asked that person out, took a chance on a business idea, travelled to that place that I always dreamed about. Don't arrive at the end of your dash full of regrets. Imagine if Edison had not taken the risk of repeated attempts in getting the light bulb working, or if the Wright brothers caved into criticism of their attempts to fly, or if Michelangelo had been risk-averse and we would have had only enjoyed the Sistine Chapel floor, not the incredible ceiling. I'm amazed when we travel and look up the works of art so high in the buildings in Europe and the UK and wonder, how on earth did they get up there to paint that masterpiece in the first place? Talk about dizzying heights. Jesus, I couldn't do it. They got up there by taking risks.
Taking risks and putting yourself out there can be daunting, but it's important to remember that failure is a natural part of the process. In fact, failure and mistakes are the greatest teachers in life and business. When you put yourself on the line or you stand out from the crowd, you're taking a risk because you're exposing yourself to potential criticism and rejection. It's natural to feel vulnerable in these situations. However, the reward of pursuing a goal or achieving something you're passionate about is incredibly fulfilling. It's important to remember that failure doesn't define us. It's a temporary setback. We can learn from it and grow stronger as a result.
Every failure provides an opportunity to learn and to improve. It can help you identify areas where you need to grow or develop new skills. And it can also help you refine your approach and strategy for future attempts. Without failure, we wouldn't have many of the amazing things that we have in life that we take for granted. Every invention, every breakthrough, every great work of art or literature was built on the foundation of failure. The key is not to let failure hold you back or define you. The only true failure is when you don't try at all. Learn from failure, grow from it, and keep pushing forward. Don't let the fear of failure hold you back from pursuing your dreams.
I'm going to leave you with some words from Irma Bombeck that resonate with risk-taking and living your life to the max. When I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left. And I can say, I used everything you gave me. So when faced with the choice to take a rewarding risk or do nothing at all, remember that old line from Risky Business. Sometimes you just have to say,
what the fuck?
And give it a red hot crack. Until next time, love and blessings.
See ya.
Thanks for watching this video, and we hope that you got a lot out of it. We would love it, be grateful and appreciative if you would take the time to like this video, comment if you feel inclined, and share with any friends that you think would benefit from this. We are constantly creating new great content, so also remember to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the awesome material that we have coming up. See you soon.